Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. The Arizona Cardinals sideline exploded with tension during Sunday's game as head coach Dan Quinn unleashed a tirade that left the stadium buzzing. Sources close to the team report that Quinn, visibly frustrated with the team's recent performances, cornered quarterback JAYDEN Daniels mid-drive, pointing at him and barking, "Enough with the highlight plays if they don't lead to a win." The comment, delivered with unmistakable intensity, was witnessed by both teammates and staff, creating an electric atmosphere that transcended the usual sideline chatter. This incident didn't just signal frustration. It reflected a growing impatience with what Quinn perceives as a disconnect between Daniels' individual talent and the team's overall execution. Those familiar with the locker room dynamics suggest that this confrontation was not entirely unexpected, given Quinn's reputation for demanding accountability and focus on team success over individual accolades. Analysts watching the sideline reactions noted how players around Daniels shifted uneasily, some nodding in agreement, others avoiding eye contact, highlighting the tension between personal glory and collective responsibility as the game unfolded. The intensity of Quinn's criticism seemed to hang over every play, influencing not only Daniels but also the offensive line and receivers, who were suddenly operating under heightened scrutiny. Conversations with insiders hint that this moment could mark a turning point in Quinn's approach, signaling a stricter, more disciplined leadership style that prioritizes execution over spectacle and emphasizes that no flashiness will mask shortcomings in team performance. The underlying message from Quinn was clear: football is a team sport, and individual brilliance is meaningless without victories to validate it. Daniels, despite his undeniable athleticism and creativity, has been criticized for occasional decisions that favor spectacular plays over methodical drives that secure wins. This tension between personal highlights and winning football has become a recurring narrative around the Cardinals this season, and Quinn's public expression of frustration may be his method of addressing the issue head-on. Observers note that this confrontation aligns with Quinn's broader coaching philosophy, which emphasizes discipline, mental toughness, and the ability to execute under pressure. Multiple insiders suggest that the message was intended not just for Daniels, but as a warning to the entire roster. Showmanship alone will not earn respect in Quinn's locker room. Analysts on social media immediately picked up on the exchange, with clips of the sideline incident trending and sparking debates about whether Quinn's approach motivates players or risks alienating emerging talents like Daniels. Conversations with former players indicate that such intense sideline confrontations, while dramatic, can serve as pivotal moments that either galvanize a team or exacerbate existing fractures. The Cardinals fanbase, already vocal on platforms like Twitter and Reddit, quickly divided into camps: those applauding Quinn's demand for accountability and those fearing that public berating of a young quarterback could be counterproductive. The rumor mill now suggests that the intensity of this sideline moment could impact the team's internal dynamics for weeks, influencing decisions on play calling, rotation, and perhaps even off-season strategy. Several insiders claim that Quinn has long harbored concerns about Daniels' tendency to prioritize personal flair over calculated, game-winning decisions. Reports from training camp indicate that coaches repeatedly stress situational awareness and smart decision-making, but observers say Daniels' instincts often led him to attempt plays designed for highlight reels rather than consistent offensive efficiency. This clash between Quinn's disciplined, methodical approach and Daniels' improvisational style seems to have reached a boiling point, culminating in the fiery sideline exchange. Witnesses note that Quinn's eyes blazed with intensity, his voice cutting across the stadium noise, leaving no doubt about the seriousness of his message. The ripple effect of this confrontation reportedly spread quickly, with assistant coaches immediately revisiting game plans and emphasizing controlled execution over improvisation. According to sources, the quarterback responded by attempting to recalibrate his approach mid-game, but the tension remained palpable, creating an atmosphere thick with urgency and expectation. Analysts observing the incident noted that such dramatic confrontations, while rare, often signal a coach's commitment to reshaping team culture, establishing a precedent that no player is above the system. Fans watching the broadcast could almost feel the electricity, as every snap became a test of Daniels' ability to absorb criticism and translate it into productive execution. underlining the delicate balance between talent and discipline that Quinn seeks to enforce on the field. Daniels' reputation as a dynamic, improvisational quarterback has been both a blessing and a curse for the Cardinals. While his athleticism and creativity have produced jaw-dropping plays, critics argue that his style occasionally undermines the team's overarching strategy. Quinn's sideline outburst underscores the tension between the allure of personal highlights and the necessity of game-winning consistency. Observers note that the coach's public display of dissatisfaction is as much a psychological tactic as it is a corrective measure, designed to remind not only Daniels but the entire team that individual flair cannot compensate for executional lapses. Sources suggest that the locker room has been abuzz, with speculation about whether this confrontation will ignite a newfound focus among players or deepen existing frustrations. Analysts highlight that Quinn's reputation as a disciplinarian often leads to these high-intensity moments, which can redefine team culture over time. The incident also reflects the pressures faced by young quarterbacks in high-stakes environments, where the line between brilliance and recklessness is thin. As the Cardinals move forward, industry insiders believe this episode will serve as a reference point for evaluating Daniels' growth, leadership potential, and ability to integrate his talents within Quinn's strategic framework, making this sideline moment more than just a flash of emotion, but a potential catalyst for systemic change. Rumors indicate that the confrontation has sparked discussions behind closed doors about the team's leadership structure and the quarterback's role within it. Sources close to the organization suggest that Quinn may be considering a series of internal meetings aimed at reinforcing accountability and recalibrating expectations for the offense. Analysts speculate that such interventions could include more structured decision-making protocols for Daniels, targeted mentoring, and even adjustments to play-calling responsibilities. The sideline incident, captured on broadcast footage and immediately circulated online, has fueled debates among fans and pundits alike, igniting conversations about coaching styles, player development, and the psychological demands of professional football. Those familiar with Quinn's methods emphasize that while the outburst was dramatic, it aligns with a broader pattern of high-intensity leadership designed to foster discipline and resilience. The timing of the incident, amid a string of inconsistent performances, adds weight to its significance, suggesting that Quinn is determined to assert control and reset the team's trajectory. Conversations with former coaches highlight that such public confrontations, while risky, can galvanize a roster if managed carefully, converting tension into collective motivation rather than discord. Observers predict that Daniels' response in the coming games will be closely scrutinized, serving as a litmus test for both his personal growth and Quinn's ability to effectively mold young talent under pressure. The Cardinals' next few weeks are expected to be pivotal, with analysts watching closely to see how the team responds to the high-pressure environment created by Quinn's sideline tirade. Rumors suggest that internal evaluations may influence not only the quarterback's development, but also the offensive strategy, potentially leading to significant adjustments in play design and execution priorities. Coaches reportedly intend to emphasize disciplined, low-risk plays that maximize team efficiency while minimizing the temptation for individual highlight seeking. Sources hint that the psychological impact of Quinn's criticism could either motivate Daniels to elevate his decision-making or exacerbate the challenges of balancing personal skill with team objectives. Fans, now captivated by both the drama and implications of the incident, are tracking every snap, every gesture, and every decision, creating an electric narrative that extends far beyond the field. Analysts believe this moment encapsulates the high-stakes tension between talent and structure that defines modern football, illustrating the fine line coaches must walk between nurturing individual brilliance and enforcing system-wide accountability. The sideline confrontation has already cemented itself as a talking point in league circles, with speculation about its long-term impact fueling debates, social media threads, and even betting discussions, highlighting that Quinn's outburst may resonate far beyond a single game. The aftermath of Quinn's sideline confrontation with Jayden Daniels has continued to ripple through the Cardinals organization, with insiders hinting at meetings and strategy sessions aimed at addressing the incident. Analysts note that this event, while dramatic, offers a window into Quinn's leadership philosophy, a relentless emphasis on accountability, execution, and prioritizing wins over personal glory. Multiple sources suggest that Daniels has been actively reviewing his decision-making tendencies, analyzing plays where improvisation led to spectacular, but ultimately fruitless outcomes. The quarterback reportedly spent hours in film study sessions with coaches, dissecting scenarios in which a safer, more disciplined choice could have preserved drives and increased scoring opportunities. Rumors indicate that Quinn's sideline intensity was a deliberate message, meant to recalibrate the offense and remind the team that individual talent must serve collective success. Fans following the story on social media have dissected every frame of the sideline clip, speculating about Daniels' reactions, the body language of teammates, and the broader implications for locker room culture. Industry observers emphasize that moments like these, though visually dramatic, often have subtle, long-term consequences, influencing how players approach practice, execution, and mental preparation. Sources close to the organization report that while the confrontation was tense, it sparked constructive discussions about leadership, responsibility, and the integration of dynamic playmakers into Quinn's discipline framework, highlighting the duality of emotional intensity as both motivational tool and strategic reinforcement in professional football. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. Rumors circulating within the team suggest that coaches are implementing new measures to align Daniels' play style with Quinn's vision for the offense. These measures reportedly include more structured reads, clearer decision trees during drives, and an emphasis on high-percentage passes that limit unnecessary risk. Observers speculate that these adjustments aim to preserve Daniels' creative flair, while ensuring that each decision contributes to a potential win. Addressing the frustration Quinn voiced publicly, conversations with insiders reveal that veteran players have been tasked with mentoring younger teammates, reinforcing the importance of situational awareness and disciplined execution. Analysts believe this approach reflects Quinn's broader strategy of creating a culture where accountability is shared, brilliance is harnessed responsibly, and victories are the ultimate measure of success. Fans, meanwhile, continue to debate the effectiveness of Quinn's sideline intensity, with social media threads flooded with opinions on whether the coach's public criticism will drive performance or create added pressure for a young quarterback. Reports from within the locker room suggest that Daniels has taken the feedback seriously, dedicating extra time to understanding defensive tendencies, recognizing key coverage schemes, and refining his timing and decision-making. The narrative emerging from these rumors points to a deliberate recalibration of the team's approach, with Quinn asserting leadership while navigating the delicate balance of motivating a talented, yet sometimes impulsive, quarterback. Sources close to the Cardinals suggest that the sideline confrontation may have lasting implications for team dynamics, particularly the relationship between Daniels and Quinn. Insiders indicate that trust and communication have become focal points in post-game evaluations, with coaches and players emphasizing the need for alignment between quarterback instincts and coaching directives. Analysts speculate that this period of recalibration could redefine Daniels' role within the offense, potentially adjusting how play-calling responsibilities are delegated and how autonomous decisions are handled during high-pressure situations. Observers note that Quinn's leadership style, while intense, often results in significant cultural shifts that impact both short-term performance and long-term player development. Rumors indicate that the coaching staff is using video review sessions, detailed scenario breakdowns, and situational drills to reinforce key messages from the sideline incident, aiming to convert a moment of tension into an opportunity for growth. Fans have responded enthusiastically to the drama, with highlight clips, commentary, and speculation flooding social media platforms, adding another layer of intensity to the story. Industry experts emphasize that the combination of public confrontation and private strategy can be a potent motivational force, challenging players like Daniels to reconcile their natural tendencies with systemic expectations. As these rumors continue to circulate, the Cardinals' narrative has evolved from individual highlight plays to a broader story of accountability, leadership, and the delicate orchestration of talent under Quinn's demanding guidance. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.